Hello everyone! Today's video content is analysis of the real questions of the NSE 7 EFW 7.2 exam and explanation of relevant knowledge points. So the following test questions are all from our question bank, and they were updated on December 4th, 2024. Exam details. Question 1. FortiManager can be configured to act as a local FDS. Which two functions does it support in this deployment? The knowledge points of this question are FortiManager as a local FortiGuard distribution server. FortiManager can act as a local FDS to make updates and license checks faster and more reliable. It stores firmware updates locally, so FortiGate devices don't need to download them directly from the cloud, which is especially helpful if the internet connection isn't great. It also validates licenses for virtual FortiGate devices without needing to contact Fortinet's cloud. So the correct answers are: FortiManager can save firmware updates locally so FortiGate devices can grab them directly without going to the cloud. This speeds things up and is super useful if your internet isn't great. FortiManager can check and validate licenses for virtual FortiGate devices so they can stay compliant without having to contact Fortinet servers every time. Question 2. When managing AD/VPN configurations using FortiManager, which step must be automated using a script? The knowledge points of this question are automating key steps in AD/VPN configuration. AD/VPN is all about creating VPN tunnels when needed, and FortiManager can automate critical steps like turning on the dynamic VPN feature in Phase 1. This step ensures tunnels are created automatically between devices when traffic starts flowing. Automating this setup saves time, reduces errors, and makes managing VPNs much easier. So the correct answer is: to make AD/VPN work, the Phase 1 settings need the dynamic VPN feature turned on so tunnels can be created automatically when needed. FortiManager can automate this step, saving you from doing it manually. Question 3. Which two statements accurately describe the behavior of metadata variables in FortiManager? The knowledge points of this question are using metadata variables for automation. Metadata variables are like placeholders in FortiManager scripts, formatted as metadata variable name. They make it easy to reuse the same configuration across different devices or environments by dynamically filling in details like IPs or names. This helps simplify large-scale deployments and avoids repetitive work. So, the correct answers are metadata variables in FortiManager follow a specific format like variable name. They act like placeholders and are replaced with actual values when the configuration is applied. These variables make automation scripts flexible. Instead of hard-coding details like IP addresses, you can use placeholders that adapt to different devices or scenarios. Question 4. An administrator notices that network switches continue to send traffic to a failed primary HA device. What should the administrator do to ensure proper failover behavior? The knowledge points of this question are using gratuitous ARP for failover. When a primary HA device fails, switches might still send traffic to it if they don't realize there's a new active device. By enabling send GARP on failover, the new active device sends out GARP packets to update the switches. This tells them to send traffic to the right place, ensuring a smooth failover. So the correct answer is, when the primary HA device fails, switches need to know where to send traffic. The send GARP on failover setting makes the new active device broadcast GARP packets, updating the switches so they direct traffic to the right place. Question 5. Why might an address object created on the root FortiGate fail to synchronize with downstream devices in a security fabric? The knowledge points of this question are: fixing address object sync problems. Address objects won't sync in the security fabric if they're not marked as fabric objects. Also, if a downstream device is set to local mode, it won't accept synchronized objects from the root FortiGate. To fix this, make sure the objects are marked for synchronization and that the downstream settings allow shared objects. So, the correct answers are: if an address object isn't marked as a fabric object, it won't sync with other devices in the security fabric. This setting tells the system that the object should be shared. If a downstream device is set to local, it will ignore shared objects from the root FortiGate. It's like saying, I'll only use my own settings. Question 6. Which two statements are true about the use of the neighbor group command in FortiGate configurations? The knowledge points of this question are: simplifying BGP configurations with neighbor groups. The neighbor group command makes managing BGP peers easier by grouping similar peers together under one configuration. This reduces repetitive work and ensures consistency. It's handy for both internal and external BGP setups, but you'll need to specify which peers or ranges to include in the group. So the correct answers are: the neighbor group feature lets you set up shared configurations for a group of BGP peers. This saves you from repeating the same setup for each peer. You can use neighbor group for both internal and external BGP connections, making it a versatile tool for managing different network setups. If you have any questions about the NSE 7 EFW 7.2 exam, please leave a message in the comment area or contact us directly. Thank you everyone for watching. See you next time.